Despite the threat of legal action, junior doctors in South Korea have so far defied a government order to return to work. They walked out last week in protest against a decision to increase the number of medical school places.
Elon Musk says OpenAI has abandoned its founding non-profit principle and that he's suing the artificial intelligence company. The tech billionaire also argues that Microsoft has turned the company into a subsidiary, something it denies.
The BBC has identified dozens of images generated by artificial intelligence portraying black people supporting Donald Trump as their presidential candidate. There's no evidence directly linking the fake images to Mr. Trump's campaign team.
The Chinese premier has said import tariffs on technology will be cut in an attempt to boost the economy. Li Qiang was addressing the annual meeting of the National People's Congress. China has been suffering from falling consumer prices as well as a collapse in the property market.
Japanese officials have announced they'll start charging people to use the most popular route to climb Mount Fuji. Visitors on the Yoshida Trail will have to pay $13 each from July. The authorities are also imposing a daily cap on the number of hikers.
New data show that last month was the warmest February ever recorded. Figures from the European Union's climate service, Copernicus, reported global temperatures were 1.77 degrees Celsius above pre-industrial levels.
The Pentagon says a rise in reported sightings of unidentified flying objects in the 1960s was likely to have been tests of spy planes and space technology. Opinion polls show more than a third of Americans believe alien spacecraft could have visited Earth.
A number of leading news agencies have withdrawn an official photo of the Princess of Wales and her 3 children from circulation over concerns that it may have been digitally manipulated. The picture, issued by Kensington Palace, is the first of Princess Kate to be released since she had abdominal surgery in January. The resurgence in the popularity of vinyl records in Britain has led official statisticians to return them to the list of products used to measure UK inflation. Records have returned for the first time in 32 years, having overtaken CD sales 2 years ago.
The European Commission has recommended starting membership talks with Bosnia. Its President Ursula von der Leyen praised the country for progress in meeting membership criteria. The US Special Counsel, who released a scathing report last month suggesting President Biden had a poor memory, is giving evidence to a congressional hearing. Robert Hur says his report was accurate and fair. Mr. Biden insists his memory is fine.
Russia is holding the third and final day of voting in a presidential election that's expected to keep Vladimir Putin in power for another 6 years. Supporters of the late opposition leader Alexei Navalny have urged people to turn out at midday in each time zone and vote for any candidate other than Mr. Putin or spoil their ballot papers.
Uber has agreed to pay $178 million to compensate thousands of taxi drivers in Australia who claimed they lost income when the rideshare company aggressively entered the local market. The lawyers who led the case say the payment will be the 5th largest class action settlement in Australian history.
Japan's central bank has ended its policy of negative interest rates and raised the cost of borrowing for the first time in 17 years. It brings to an end a stimulus program that had been introduced in 2016.
Increasing unhappiness among younger people has caused the United States and some Western European countries to slip down a global well-being index. Finland is at the top of the World Happiness Report for the 7th year in a row.
French regulators say they'll fine Google more than $270 million for violating intellectual property rules. Google says the latest fine is disproportionate. The Princess of Wales has revealed that she's receiving treatment for cancer. Catherine, who is the wife of the heir to the British throne, Prince William, stepped back from royal duties when she underwent surgery in January, but later tests found cancer.
The influential sister of North Korea's leader says the Japanese Prime Minister, Fumio Kishida, has requested a summit with Kim Jong-un. She suggested a meeting would be difficult without Tokyo changing its policies. OG Holdings, a major Japanese nappy producer, says it will no longer make them for babies inside Japan because of the country's low birth rate. It once made 700 million infant nappies a year. That's dropped to 400 million.
Shares in Donald Trump's social media company have soared after they made their debut on New York's Nasdaq exchange. Mr. Trump stands to make billions of dollars.
A tech giant in China, better known for its smartphones, has started taking orders for its first electric vehicle. Xiaomi's Speed Ultra 7 will cost around $70,000.
시청해 주셔서 감사합니다. 다음 시간에 뵙겠습니다.